We dream of retirement like a gentle sunset, warm, quiet, free. A time when the alarm clock finally goes silent, the stress melts away, and the pace of life finally feels like it's ours again. For years, maybe even decades, we imagine this chapter with longing, as if everything will fall into place the moment we walk away from the workplace. But for some of us, that peaceful chapter is cut short, not by choice, not because we missed the noise or the deadlines, but because life, in its unpredictable way, nudges us back into the world we thought we had left behind. Today, I want to talk to those of you who understand what it feels like to be forced out of retirement, whether by finances, family, or even loneliness. This video is for you. And if you're still in retirement but quietly worrying that it might not last, or if you're watching this with a mix of fear and guilt, wondering what you did wrong, I want to say this clearly. You didn't do anything wrong. You are not a failure. You are not less than. You are simply human, walking a path that's far more common than most people care to admit. Let me tell you about James. James is 72. He retired at 65 after working nearly 40 years as a mechanical engineer. For the first year, it felt like heaven: early morning walks with his dog, Max, gardening with his wife, Elaine, the occasional fishing trip with his old buddies. But by the third year, things shifted. Max passed away. Elaine's health declined, and then the markets dipped. A medical emergency wiped out part of their savings. Costs went up. His pension didn't. And one morning, over a quiet breakfast, James whispered, "I think I need to find a job." It wasn't said with fear. It was said with sadness, because he had imagined this chapter so differently. But sometimes, what we imagine doesn't match what we live. So James became a greeter at a local hardware store. Not because he loved the job, not because he wanted to stand for 6 hours on concrete floors, but because it helped keep food on the table and gave him something to wake up for. What surprised him, though, was what happened after. Yes, the money helped, but something else came back too, a sense of purpose. Familiar rhythms, the small talk, the morning routines, the feeling of being seen. Now, I'm not saying returning to work is a solution for everyone. For some, it's devastating. For others, it feels like failure. And we need to talk about that too. Because for many older adults, going back to work isn't about purpose, it's about pressure. Medical costs, adult children who need help, inflation, unexpected repairs, caring for a partner, or simply realizing that what looked good on paper doesn't stretch quite far enough in real life. And if that's you, if you've had to go back, not because you wanted to, but because you had to, I see you, I honor you. And I want to say this gently. You are still in your retirement story. It doesn't matter that it looks different than you hoped. It doesn't mean your past efforts were wasted. It means you're resilient. It means you're strong. It means you're making it work, even when it hurts. And maybe you're dealing with other hidden costs. Maybe your body isn't as quick as it once was. Maybe you're tired in ways you can't explain. For women, menopause may have ended long ago, but its echoes remain in your bones, your energy, your emotions. For men, the quiet struggles, erectile dysfunction, low energy, changing roles often stay locked behind closed doors, hidden in shame. And for all of us, the question lingers, who am I now? If I'm not the one earning, if I'm not the one providing, if I'm not busy, scheduled, productive, then what am I? And that perhaps is the greatest emotional cost of all. But here's the truth, spoken softly. You are still you. You are the sum of every lesson learned, every kindness offered, Every morning survived. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to struggle. And yes, you are allowed to return to work, to shift your plans, to ask for help without losing your dignity. Let me share another story. Helen and Margaret, a couple from Nova Scotia, retired together in their early 60s. They traveled, painted, and even started a little online shop selling handmade scarves. But when Margaret developed early-onset dementia, everything changed. Helen became her full-time caregiver. The shop closed, their travel stopped, their income thinned. Eventually, Helen found part-time work at a local library. It wasn't glamorous, it didn't pay much, but it gave her something she hadn't realized. She needed a place to be Helen, not just a caregiver. When I asked her what kept her going, she said quietly, "I thought I lost the joy, but I found it again. Not where I expected, but it's there." So if you're listening today, wondering if you've somehow fallen behind, I want you to hear this from someone who cares. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are in a new season, and like all seasons, it brings its own weather. Maybe right now, the skies are gray. Maybe the winds are loud. But spring always follows winter. And the fact that you're still here, still searching, still showing up, still trying is proof of your strength. So what can we do together to walk this road with more grace? First, we start by telling the truth. No more shame. No more pretending retirement is perfect. Let's talk about the real stuff, the disappointments, the changes, the fear, and the unexpected joys. Then we give ourselves permission to rewrite the plan. Retirement doesn't have to look like a magazine cover. It can include part-time work, volunteering, helping with grandkids, starting a new hobby, or simply resting. We reconnect. We call old friends. We join groups. We talk to someone, a partner, a counselor, a spiritual guide. We remind ourselves that we are not alone in this. And we care for our bodies, not with punishment, but with gentleness. A walk in the morning sun, a warm bath, stretching, eating well, listening to what our body needs, not what it used to do. And perhaps, most importantly, we keep choosing love. Love for the person we've become. Love for the partner beside us, even if things have changed. Love for the life we still have ahead, the books yet to be read, the hands yet to be held, the mornings yet to unfold. Because whether you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond this moment, matters. You matter. So if you've been forced out of retirement, take a deep breath. You haven't failed. You're just still writing your story. And I believe with all my heart that some of the most beautiful chapters are still to come. If this video touched something inside you, if you felt seen or simply comforted, please like it. If you know someone going through this silent struggle, share this with them. And if you want more honesty, more heart, more reminders that aging can be beautiful even when it's hard, subscribe to the Age of Beauty. We're here for you. We're walking this path beside you. And until next time, remember, you are still worthy. You are still radiant. You are still becoming. We'll see you in the next video. Take care of your heart. It's been through a lot and it's still beating strong.